Okay, recording commences on Beat the Movie for the commentary. So before I get started, I just want to say with the music, we're quite lucky with the music, how it flows with the narrative. As the music crescendos, so does the narrative. That was partly by um, luck, but also it took a bit of time to go through quite a few songs by the specific artist that I wanted um, to play. And I was going to actually play his music and make a remix to um, fit in with the film, but that didn't go to his plan. So thank God we got this song that kind of fits, as you know, the narrative crescendos. So yes, and I've took some recordings of appliances as well, boiling water, um, the kettle. Sorry, that's the kettle. The microwave going ping, things like that. Every household things as kind of a show of pressure and suspense with another recording of the grandfather clock, which I did. That was the only one I used out of all of them because it fitted in the most. But I did, as I said, record the other appliance things, but that was thought quite a spontaneous choice to do. So the beginning's a bit of tick-tocking to show suspense, and yes, the music, we're quite lucky with how it fits in. So let's start the movie. So the first shot we shot outside my house, and it was at the time of day that it actually is in the film, so 5, 6-ish. The sequence in which Anna is preparing meals, we didn't want to fully see her, but hopefully the shots, especially the beginning ones, are a bit artistic to sort of introduce the credits, as some films, quite a few films do. Now, when we were introduced to David coming through the door, I wanted it to be like, bam, wow, this is the guy that's going to be bad, because when he opens the door, the on-screen text is knocked out because of him. He like knocks it out of shot, well, knocks it out of the frame. So the shots of them eating together, I wanted it to be a side shot, although framing was a bit of an issue. It's not completely symmetrical and level, but hopefully you don't pay attention to that. But the reason why we did that is because we wanted to convey distance between the characters. And the issue with the phone, sort of a crescendo of what is to come later on in the narrative, which stories tend to have. Now, as they're watching TV, there's a bit of eyeline matching, which we could have had the camera being the TV, so the actors looking at the direction to the camera as though the camera is the TV, for an example. But what we did is not too bad, I think. And the snatching, wanted to accentuate that he snatched her, so it was a close-up of that, and then also releasing. And as she goes to find the phone in the kitchen, that was a bit awkward, and so is the one in the bedroom, because the shots generally didn't completely work. Either angling was an issue, because it was a bit awkward positions, or it was fluenticity, yeah. So we had to add some transitions in with the kitchen one. Okay, so yes, this backward walking shot. Ideally, a dolly would have been better, but I don't have a dolly, or at least I could have done a makeshift one. But yeah, hopefully it wasn't too shaky. We did a few shots of that. Now the fight scene, referring back to the music again, works quite nicely. That was quite a bit of chance, really. But yeah, with the fight scene, we least prepared it the least, probably needed the most prepare, but we wanted so that when the actors come, they put their input into it, and that they felt natural in the, what they felt natural, basically. But we all sort of discussed about what happened, so it wasn't solely one specific person. So yes, coming to post-production though, in hindsight, It was very awkward to make it flow together, so we could have got a lot more different shots, a lot more exact rehearsals and things. So yes, going back to the morning, the lighting was quite an issue. Recording it, the lighting was absolutely fine. Putting the files on Final Cut Pro, we couldn't see their faces because it was that dark, so we had to play around with the lighting, which did show up, to be honest. It looks a bit hazy and grey, but that's something to take note of. Okay, so we wanted a repetition of the first day, really, to go in with the equilibriums and all that. But we did actually plan on finishing on a different note. It was still focused on Anna, but Anna was in. They were both in the lounge. He was laughing away, drinking, and Anna was looking to the camera. The camera was getting closer, and she was basically getting suffocated by the thoughts that she's trapped. She's sort of panicking. But when it came to post-production, it didn't flow so well. It wasn't strong to end on, so we could have planned a different thing to end on, with more strength, but we came Paul suggested that we ended on what we ended on, which is a good end, but it also leads the audience to think more, which the issues are raised, you could say, in the credits, the titles, which again follows on with the idea of contrasting, black and white, simple things to make you think, so male and female, young girl, that's also contrasting, as so do the characters contrast in the film. So yes, I think that's basically it, and thank you for listening and also watching.